down to predictability. The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. This old world's confusing me. Clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows you're true. Then a little voice inside you whisper, don't sell your dreams so soon. And everywhere you
Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Kanc Connection, where we bring you the latest news and events from around the Lincoln and Woodstock community. My name is Madhav Patel. Today is Wednesday, October 6th, and we have some great stories for everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Kanc Connection Sports reporter Dakota Perry gave us some results for the homecoming games. Once again, Lin-Wood hosted homecoming games against Lisbon. The high school boys lost 4-1 after putting up a very hard fight against them. The boys had very good communication skills and ball passing. For the high school girls, they lost 3-0, and soccer player Kylie Claremont said that the team communicated very well. The middle school boys won against Lisbon 4-1. For the middle school girls, they beat the co-ed team from Waterville Valley 3-1, and the middle school boys won as well. Regardless of the scores, it was a great day for everyone. The YLTA group will be hosting a movie night for everyone to come. To help promote the event, here's a video telling us all about it.
On the night of October 15th, we'll be watching Night at the Museum.
It's from 7 p.m. to 10:30. Bring your own blanket, chair, and flashlight. It's only $5.
We're going to be having a movie, flashlight tag, barbecue, popcorn, baked goods, and never forget, have fun.
Brought to you by Lin-Wood's YLTA team.
Hope to see you on the field October 15th at 7 p.m. Make sure to dress warmly. There will be snacks. All this fun for a low price of $5 per student. Thank you to Georgie Callan and her middle school YLTA group for that video. Next up is Mr. Permanel's monthly message to the community.
Hello, Lin-Wood. I'd just like to say hello. This is Mr. Permanel here, trying to talk about some of the things that are either coming up or things that we've done in the past that we're going to be working on. I'm excited to say that we're bringing back a dance for middle school. I think that's October 21st. I'm really happy to bring things back into the building. High school, if you want to have a dance at some point, contact whoever to get things started, your advisory teachers or whatnot, and we'd love to have you use the building at night and do some fun stuff. I know that maybe Georgianne would be somebody that might do some Wild or Yalta events, so you've done things in the past. We want you to be able to use the buildings in the future as well. Yesterday for the middle high school, well, take that back, just the high school, we did our Life of a Lumberjack, and I was really excited to get the valuable input that we had gotten. We had gotten some data. We look for a survey to come out to answer those similar questions, but this time individually, where you might not be influenced by a crowd or people or your buddies. So that's going to be coming out shortly, and be sure to fill that out for me. I'll leave it open for a little while, but we'll get that data back from you. I think it went over really well. We'll continue to look for people to come in and talk with us and have guest speakers. I think that's important. So we're not just concentrating on what we find as our values, but also yours and the public and the world. Other upcoming events that I know of, other than sporting events, and I believe we will be doing the PSATs are going to be soon. Mr. Quinn has information about that. We are having a couple of glitches with our Alma system right now, so we're looking to see how we're going to give that access to interim grades, to parents. We would just encourage them to check their emails and then check the kids' sites right there, the kids' site on Alma. We have October 8th off. That is an in-service day for teachers, and students get a long weekend, 4-day weekend. Good for you, because I only get a 3-day weekend. Well, it's been good talking to you, and go Lumberjacks.
Thank you, Mr. Permanel, for taking time to meet us whenever we asked him to join us on the Kanc Connection. Next up, we have Mrs. Krill speaking about Lin-Wood's annual Metaviver fundraiser. This event is to raise more raise more for stage 4 breast cancer research. For that week, we encourage staff and students to wear the colors pink, teal, and gray. Here's a video from Mrs. Carroll giving us some more information. Let's see what she has to say.
As many of you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. You may see many of our soccer players sporting pink socks. You may hear about the many breast cancer walks in our area during this month. You may also remember that Lin-Wood participates annually in a MetaViver fundraising effort to bring more awareness, but also to understand that awareness is not enough. This year's drive will take place October 25th through the 29th. Through our collective fundraising efforts, the Lincoln Woodstock community has raised close to $20,000 over the last few years in support of stage 4 breast cancer research. Wear a combination of green, teal, and pink any day that week to support our quest to do more for stage 4. Thank you again to anyone who's able to make a donation. Checks can be dropped off at either the elementary or middle high school office, or it can be made directly to the website www.metaviver.org. Thank you.
Let's take a short break. When we return, we will have Mr. Quinn talking about college application processes. Another segment in our series about the seniors' first steps. Stay tuned.
At a time when misinformation is all too common on social media, we take great pride in bringing you the news that matters, that impacts your family, news you can trust. Local broadcast journalists bring you the facts, covering the stories breaking in our community and across the globe. Text TV to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on local journalism. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
As we continue our series of videos about applying to college, we met up with Mr. Quinn to get more information, like you just saw before. Thank you, Mr. Quinn, for sharing that information with us. Now we have a member of the Lin-Wood class of 2021 and Kanc Connection alum, Olivia Drapo. She created a video to speak with us about college and about choosing multiple places and how is that beneficial.
Hello, I'm Olivia Drapo. I graduated from Lin-Wood last spring and now I'm attending Vassar College. I'm just here to give you guys some advice about applying to college. My friend Jillian gave you guys some advice last week and I thought that what she said was very helpful and I just wanted to add on to that. So when I applied to college, I had really no idea where I wanted to go or what kind of environment I wanted to be in. I'm very indecisive and I wasn't great at doing my research. So I ended up applying to about 12 schools, which is really a lot. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that because that can make your decision of where to go a lot more difficult. However, I do think that applying to quite a few colleges can give you the opportunity to have a lot more options if that's what you want. Something that I found difficult in applying to college was when people would ask me, do you know what size school you want to go to? I found this really difficult because coming from Lin-Wood, anywhere that you go is going to feel big. So I'm at a really small school, probably around 2,500 kids, which is like small for a college, but coming from Lin-Wood in a class of about 25 kids, it feels a lot bigger still. Plenty of people have chosen to go to much bigger schools than the schools that Jillian and I are at, which I think is great if you think that's the environment for you. Personally, I really like being at a small school where I can connect to my professors and know all of my classmates pretty well. One thing I would recommend doing, which a lot of people from my class didn't have the opportunity to do, is taking tours of colleges. I was fortunate enough to be able to tour a few of my colleges that I applied to, but a lot of the ones on my list I wasn't able to see in person. Even if you can't get a tour with a student, you can definitely go to campuses nearby that you're interested in and just walk around and check out the campus. I really feel like I was able to get a sense of what I wanted by just going on a campus and checking it out. Another thing to think about is distance from home. So my school is about 5 hours away from my home, and I really think that that's a good balance for me. I don't feel like I'm way too far away from home, but I also don't feel like I'm too close. In the college decision-making process, I think figuring out how close you want to be to home is one of the easiest things to decide. I feel like most people have a really good sense of how far away or how close they want to be to their home. And I think once you figure out for sure how far away you want to be from home, then that can really help you narrow down your choices of colleges. I would say at times I was kind of worried that I would choose the wrong place and I wouldn't end up where I was meant to be, but really, wherever you choose to go for school, you're gonna find your place and you're going to find your people, and you're most likely going to be satisfied where you go. Every college has a lot of opportunities for you, and you will be able to fit in. It's not like our tiny little school. There's tons of new people to meet no matter where you go, and plenty of new experiences to find. That's all the college advice I have for you today. Good luck, and feel free to reach out to me, contact me if you have any questions. I would love to help you guys with your process. I know it can be really difficult. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Olivia, for sending that from all the way from Vassar College. We really appreciate it when former students reach back and support our show. Due to some communication issues, here is the Mr. Quinn video. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am absolutely fantastic on this wonderful morning day.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly, but kind of nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So with seniors starting applications, what advice would you give?
Yeah, there's two things that I would talk about. One, don't panic, and two, don't procrastinate. The college process and the application process can be hard for even the most confident students, but it's important and it's something we need to take our time doing. If you haven't set up a meeting with me yet, or anybody else who's out there in the senior class, now would be the time to do it, because those are already done.
Do you know when's the earliest date that we can apply for us and the latest that we can apply?
Yeah, so there's several types of admissions. There's early decision, which is a legally binding agreement that you can only do to one school. There's early action, there's regular decision, and then there's rolling admission. So the earliest you could possibly apply to any school is November 1st. And then they follow at the mid-month and beginning of month every month thereafter. So we're looking at November 1st and 15th, December 1st and 15th, January. It's usually not the first because of the holiday, but that's how it's going to roll all the way through springtime.
Do you think the latest would be for students maybe who did procrastinate, the end of June? What do you think, that's too late? Or?
Usually the latest that I feel comfortable with anybody is actually January or February for schools that require a hard deadline. After that, rolling admission schools, we'd want to do that by April because they'll fill up at some point, and if you apply too late, you may not get in, not based off of qualifications, but based off of space.
So you'd say it's better to apply early, but not early decision, but early action, so you don't have to.
The earlier we can apply on any of those admissions types, I'd like to try and set an unrealistic goal of by Thanksgiving for everybody, and then I would usually get shifted to Christmas, and then we have a couple stragglers in January, but that's okay because most of our students apply pretty quickly compared to other students.
Okay, that's always good. For college essays that should be submitted, what should we talk about what should be written?
Yeah, you're going to get a prompt, but the most important thing is no matter which prompt that you pick, you're doing something that highlights you as an individual, something that we can't see on paper. You're going to be submitting so many documents that tell us what your GPA is, what your classes were, what clubs and sports you were involved in, but that doesn't tell me who you are as a person. What college admissions reps are looking for is how are you as a person going to fit in and interact with other people who are already on that campus. You want to be able to talk about how you're not only going to get something from them by attending their institution, but how you're going to give back. And if you can make yourself more visible in that sense, you're going to have a better opportunity with college applications.
So an essay should be unique, but it also describes who you are and how it relates to you.
Yeah, and at best, in most cases, you should keep it positive. If you can turn a negative life circumstance into something positive, we can talk about what that might look like. But you want to be great. College admission reps don't typically like some stories.
So you want to kind of stand out from the others is basically the goal for everybody.
Yeah, it's how do you separate yourself from somebody who looks very similar on paper in terms of academics.
Would you like to give any other advice?
Yeah, one of the big things for the college application process is letters of recommendation, and you'll want to ask whoever's going to write your letter of recommendation now or as soon as possible. You want to give everybody you're asking somewhere between 2 and 4 weeks to write that for you. So if you're planning on applying by the November 1st deadline, you're going to want to ask for a letter from any of the teachers that you're thinking about by the end of this week or beginning. Don't just ask if they can write you a letter recommendation. Ask if they can write you a strong or a positive letter recommendation. Any of your teachers can write you a letter. You want one that's going to be impactful from their standpoint.
I say like a senior's stuck and maybe they don't know which college to apply to, or like they just don't know what to do.
Again, set up as many appointments with me as you need in order to start to figure that part out. And college is a great goal, but it's also not the only option. We can also talk about what the military looks like. We can also talk about what it looks like to go straight from graduating into the workforce. So college is a great option. We should apply for any of those opportunities that we can, but don't feel it's the only way to be successful.
All right. I think that's good. I think that's good. Thank you for coming out.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
Wonderful. Another Lin-Wood tradition we are proud of each year is our annual Veterans Day Assembly. But like last year, we will host this event virtually. The assembly will be recorded and uploaded onto the Kanc Connection channel. If you have any veterans of that your own you would like to showcase in the assembly, letters will be going home with students as usual. Please contact us at tv@lin-wood.org. Please be sure to check in on the Kanc Connection channel within these upcoming weeks, as the assembly will be posted in full. Do you have old medications in the cabinet that you don't need anymore? Well, we have the answer for you. The Lincoln Police Department will be participating in this National Drug Take Back Day. This will occur on Saturday, October 23rd. The time will begin from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So gather up those old medications that you do not need anymore and bring them to this event at the police department. The officers there will take custody of these meds and send them to a place to be destroyed in a safe manner. The Lin-Wood will have a ceremony this afternoon. They'll be taking a look at the time capsule that was created 30 years ago. We will have more information on that event during next week's show. Also, as a reminder, we do not have school on Monday or Friday this week. I hope you have a great rest of your week and enjoy the long weekend. That is all we have for you today. Thank you for coming here and watching us. If you have an event or anything else you'd like to cover here on the Kanc Connection, make sure you send us an email. You can reach us at tv@lin-wood.org. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications so you are made aware when we go live. Until then, I hope you have a great weekend. My name is Madhav Patel.